Cool. So I'm going to hit you with question 3.
Okay.
So Dean, Dean is asking, album versus EP versus singles. What do you think is best for unsigned bands in 2017?
Okay, for unsigned bands, I'm not a fan of the album at all. And I can tell you a bunch of reasons why I'm not a fan of the album. So when I did the radio show back in the day and people would give me an album, I'd have a look at all the tracks, I'd get very excited. And because I was playing bands with unsigned music, I'd play one track and then the next night I might play another track and there'd be no momentum of one single and I would get bored of the album after a shorter period of time. The excitement factor of someone giving me a song or a single meant I'd still be just as excited. I wouldn't be more excited by an album. Someone gives me new music and I go, oh, fantastic, that's really exciting. There's a new song out by this band. Doesn't matter if you go, there's 12 new songs out. I don't go, oh shit, there's 12 new. I'm just as excited. So they give me the song. I'd play the song for a bunch of times. I'd probably get bored of it, maybe a little bit quicker. And then the next song would come. And over a period of time, I could stretch what would be an album out over 6 months instead of a month. So also that excitement factor stems into your social media. It stems into your fan base and your audience. When you say new song dropping, people are excited. They want to go and watch your new song. They want to go and watch your new video. If you say new album out, they're going to say, oh, fantastic, I want to listen to the album. I want to go and check out the videos. Now, the only one thing you've got with an album over a single is if you are making this into a financial thing of you're selling the album, then are you more likely to sell an album than a single? Yes. So therefore, maybe there's a financial the financial repercussions. Now, when it comes to EP, I think that's really smart because I think John Mayer, going back to the social media thing that we were talking about earlier, John Mayer has just released what he calls singles, but it's an EP, it's like 4 or 5 tracks. So, and when someone asked him about it, he said, I will put the music out as and when I need the music to do the things that I want to do. The music has become a vehicle. So if I want to go on tour, because he's got a backlog of songs and albums that people want to see him play live, he's basically, he's enticed people in by saying some new songs. People like myself have watched it, listened to it and thought, oh, that's really, really good. That's really exciting. He's then got the ability to go and make some new videos for his new song. That makes it more exciting. He's got something that he can then take to his social media. He can go on TV shows. He can go on radio shows because it's new and exciting. But he hasn't done it via loads and loads of songs. He made 4 or 5 songs and then he's taken it straight out on the road and he is doing a nice big world tour because he's got enough excitement around what he's doing of those songs. So he said, maybe I'll do an album, maybe I won't. But at the moment, he's making music as and when it fits in with what he is doing. And I think, especially for unsigned bands, I think that's really important. Are you doing this to sell it? Are you doing this to make money? Is this the thing that's going to fund your lifestyle right here? Because there's 6 tracks, so this is kind of halfway. It's kind of an EP. Is this going to fund you making the album? If it is, and it's a strategy, maybe. But for me at the moment, people are trying to jump. People have got 1,000 fans or 1,500 people on their audience. And I'm thinking, well, you aren't going to make enough money to quit your day jobs with that. So therefore, for me, the music should be enticing. Music should be about something that you can excite people, that can build your audience, that you can take it to promoters to build live gigs. So the whole thing becomes a package. Otherwise, you're going to try and sell these, and if you've got 1,000 people on your Facebook, you might be able to sell 100, 200 at a $5 each. So you may be able to make $1,000, which is good, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to let you all quit your day job. So for me personally, if I'm going for singles versus EPs versus albums, I would say singles are the most important because every time you make a new single, if you released a new single every couple of months just to excite the fans, and then you made a video and you promoted it, because you've only got one single, one thing you would do, you would promote it a lot more, and therefore it would stick in people's heads. And what people tend to do is they tend to write stuff, record stuff, and put it on a shelf. I see that all the time. We've done a music video. I've put it on YouTube in case you want to watch it. Instead of saying, no, that's our song. That's what we're promoting. We really believe in that song. Therefore, what we're going to do is we're going to put that song out. We're going to put a video of that song. We're going to do a live version of that song. We're going to do an acoustic version of that song. We're going to go and get another band. And we're going to get them to play that song. We're going to do a collab with a band and do that song. We're going to do that song when we did a live gig. And everything is hammering home that song as opposed to the album, as it were. So I feel like, for me, that becomes very important for unsigned bands. Not talking about bands that have been signed at a Muse level, because they've got a different outline of what they're looking to achieve, and they can sell that. But for me, with unsigned bands, it's about creating excitement and momentum piece by piece by piece. And the music, what's the point in writing and recording 12 tracks when you aren't going to make the money back on the album that you sold? So therefore, for me, it's more a case of exciting the audience, because the audience is the piece of the puzzle that most bands are overlooking, because there's push media. We're doing this, we want to do that, this is what we've written because we want to write it. Does the audience want to listen to 12 tracks? Does the audience, is it going to get bored? Whereas exciting them with one great piece of music and a great video as and when you need it, for me, that is more important. So for me personally, with unsigned bands, I'd put them in that order. I'd put them as singles, EPs, and albums, because I went to a singles launch the other night with a band called Oceans, and it was really fun, and it was all about that song. And they played a live gig, they got a really good album launch, they packed the venue out, literally it was sold out, it was brilliant, so that was exciting, and it was all off the back of that one song, even though they had other songs.
So on that note, what would you say to releasing like a series of singles, and then once you've got the excitement and momentum out of those, putting them into an album that you can then make a bit of money off? Yeah, potentially. And this is all about strategy. So if you are a band that is out on tour all the time and you have something physical to sell, like a CD, then I think that's got potential. The main thing I see is bands are not maximizing what they're making. So they'll make a single and then they'll put it on their Facebook and say that's our new single. And I just think you've done 5% of what you need to do to promote that single. If you're going to do with an EP and you're going to have 5 songs or 6 songs, and then same thing with an album, then you have got an entire 12 months of promoting that album, as it were, before you need to do another one. So promoting it should become a daily thing of promoting that album, the songs on that album. I'm seeing 10% of the work is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing bands saying, we've done a single, and 3 weeks later it's forgotten about. It's just in the archives of their Facebook. There's a video on YouTube that no one goes to see anymore. And what I would really want to see is, I want to see you market the shit out of it, so people are saying, yes, I've bought it. Here's an example. I went to that singles launch, and they gave me a code, and I can download and I can get the single. Then after that, I have a meeting with the guys, but then I got a text saying, oh, don't forget you can download the single. Have I downloaded the single yet? No. Am I going to? Absolutely. Will it take them reminding me 3 or 4 more times? Yes. Why? Because I've got other things in my life. Do I want the single? Yes. Am I going to download it? I absolutely will. It's just I keep forgetting, and it always comes up at a point where I'm like, oh, yes, now I'm driving, so I can't do it now, or I'm out on the road, or so. Remind me 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times. And that is what we're doing here. We're saying it's the single, because when you make content, you're under the impression that everyone will see the content that you're making, but they won't. They'll see 5% of it, or 10% of it, or just one video that you do. So you might make 25 videos about that single, and yes, there'll be 10% of your fan base that follows everything that you do. But other than that, there'll be another 90% who don't. So it's so important for bands to actually realize that when you're going to put a single out, that promoting it is weeks and weeks and weeks. It's 4 weeks before, 4 weeks after, just for the campaign of releasing a single, let alone the next 3 months of reminding people again and again and again. Go and buy this. Go and get this. Bands, go and check this out. Go and buy this. This is a band, it's called Alter Eden. Now, I'm saying that at the moment, 3 people will go, I should check them out. But if I do this every single week on this show with this band, Alter Eden, Alter Eden, Alter Eden, Alter Eden, I'm just ramming it home again and again. Go and check them out, Alter Eden, Alter Eden. After a while, there'll be 50 or 100 or 200. But from this one, there'll be 3. Yeah.
So it's ramming it home again and again and again. And that's what's so good with singles, and making music that is just used as and when you want it to excite your audience.